Buddy's Pro Shop. Videos by bowlers, for bowlers.
Welcome to UBA's Real Talk with Paul Rodriguez and Joe Algieri. You know they hosting live straight from New York. Every week they chop it up about what's happening in the UBA world and who's ready for action, who's going for the bell, who's the champion, who's the vixen, what teams are winning. Every week we watching and listening. Sometimes they have special guests. They trash and talk mess about who's the best. I know you digging style like a show, shine bright like a diamond bezel. It's UBA all day. We got many levels. Get on board, and if not, then it's your fault. Keep tuning in to UBA's Real Talk. Real Talk, real talk. You're now tuned in to watching UBA's Real Talk. Real Talk, real talk. You're now tuned in to watching UBA's Real Talk. Real Talk, real talk.
Boom! UBA Real Talk is back in the building, and I must say I am so happy to see my co-host is back. Joe Algieri is in the building.
I see you guys had it.
Sporting a fresh dude, clean shaven. He got a little suntan on him. Like I wasn't sick. I was on the beach somewhere. You know, you're not that dog, buddy. You're a white guy. He got the Paulie D haircut rocking, the gel, not a hair out of place.
Sure.
Looking real good there, buddy.
I think I appreciate it.
Real good there. It's good to have you back.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to be back after watching, 2 weeks of being annihilated by my replacement, Mr. Pepper.
Well, we won't call him a replacement.
My substitute.
He was a sit-in.
My sit-in.
A sit-in host.
Yes.
They didn't want me doing this by myself because the last thing they want is for my head to get any bigger. That's all I need is my own show. Yeah. That's all I need. We don't want that to happen.
We're not on that level yet.
We don't want that to happen.
But luckily, I edit these things still, so I was able to eliminate a lot of his comments that should never see the light of day or be heard by anyone.
We'll be putting out a blooper reel of all the behind the scenes stuff and all the stuff that never made it to the show. Yeah. It'll be a UBA Real Talk behind the scenes, stuff that never aired, and you're gonna air all of it.
Yeah, sure.
Damn it.
Right. Just wait for it.
All right.
Anyway, this weekend, playoffs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The playoffs are in full swing. And yeah, we had a lot of great matches. We had some ass kickings. We had some upsets. We had a lot of really good bowling go on this weekend.
Bowler City is the heartbeat of the UBA right now. It's, for the last, 2 weekends and this weekend, it's the best of the best have been there. Very surprised to see some of the outcomes. Mm-hmm. But again, not surprised by others. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just, the road to Battle Bowl continues. My two picks are still alive.
Okay. And who are those two? Who do you like to make it to the final two?
I got DHS and DGF. I got the Garden Foundation, and the Hit Squad.
The Hit Squad and the Garden Foundation. Those are your two picks.
Yeah.
You know what? If I had to pick two from who's left, that's a toughie. Well, I'm definitely gonna pick DHS with you. That's my third favorite UBA teams. I'm definitely gonna pick DHS. But yeah, you know what? Nah, I can't pick the same two teams because the Garden Foundation is kind of stacked. They got my boy, the old guy. I'm always rooting for the old guy.
That man,
Ray Smarsh. I know you're always smiling. I'm always rooting for the old guy.
Him, Rusty Thompson, Jenna Russo, Crystal Franklin, Machiavelli. You got them. All, that team is stacked.
Yeah, they got a really good
and
team.
they had a really good opt out. Picked up, Alexandra Stein. So it's
really okay.
Yes. So it's that team is gonna make some noise.
Okay. Well, for those who don't know the results to all of the playoff matches that did happen this weekend, I'd just like to start off congratulating Outrage, because Outrage pulled off what may have been the upset of the playoffs.
Absolutely, by a
mere four pins or so. I mean, everybody seemed like they bowled pretty good. They may have had a couple of bad bowlers here and there, but for the most part, everybody shot pretty well, and it came down to 4 freaking pins. And
tell you what, Outrage might be able to tell Mr. I think his name is D'Agostino on Game Over that they have the best scratch pair in the UBA, because let me tell you, they brought it to the scratch pair of the Rounders. Headlined by Mr. Zizek himself.
Yeah, and that's not hard. That's hard to do, boy. You got I can only assume who the Rounders had. I mean, between Tony Martinez, Shannon Sellens, Brian Zizek. I mean, those three of the toughest bowlers in the UBA. So I mean, they showed up and they put up some numbers.
If I'm not mistaken, the first game they were down close to 200 pins.
After the first game?
If something in that range, it was close to 200 pins.
Okay. Woo!
Yeah, they came to bowl.
Hey, listen. You can have the best team on paper, but you gotta show up every week. Because who also has a great team, and a lot of them come out of Philly, but I know they're in one of the Jersey divisions, is the Secret Society.
And all the way through the UBA.
Number one team all the way through. They got the most points. They were putting beatings on people left and right all season long. And No Mercy took it to them, baby.
Yep. No Mercy came back, I don't know. I just think next week it's going to be a slugfest. They're already, exchanging words on Facebook, between, Sherman and Smarsh and Mac, and, they're definitely, I don't know. I'm very surprised by Secret Society. Very surprised.
Yeah.
I was definitely, they were the dark horse in this, and, I don't know.
And the team you just mentioned, we just mentioned Ray Schmarton, the Garden Foundation. They brought a nice big can of whoop ass and put it on the shooters 30-10. I mean,
the shooters came with their bowlers, man. JR and company, they came to bowl, But again, it just goes to show you how deep the Garden Foundation is. And mind you, Crystal Franklin wasn't even bowling.
Oh,
she was on the sidelines.
Wow.
So it's just like when you have someone of her caliber not bowling, it just shows you really how deep of a team you have.
Not to go unsaid. Now, these aren't necessarily upsets. However, the scores themselves are somewhat shocking.
Right.
Okay? I wouldn't call them upsets because both teams had, I guess, fair chance of winning if they showed up. But the anomaly of the beatdowns, Mop Nation Militia put it on SWAT 32-8.
And and like you said, the scores make it look worse than it actually is. That game was actually relatively close going into the third game. I believe the scratch pair was up on the wood. It came down to the middle pair, if I'm not mistaken, for the wood, and that's what flopped it over.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. However, 32-8. When you start talking 32-8 and scores like that, say by some miracle they won the wood by 1 pin, they still would have lost 22-18.
It's a lot better than 32-8.
A loss is a loss. You're
loss.
right, but that's the disparaging part about the 32-8. That's what makes it even worse.
Right.
You would have took a beating even if you didn't lose the wood, but then you lost the wood and you lost 32-8. Right. That's a beating. It's a beating.
It could be as bad as the pair next to him.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. My third favorite team in the UBA, his squad, advances in the playoffs, beating up on another very good team. A lot of really good bowlers, a lot of good friends of mine on this team, the Lane Crashers, and they beat them. Oh, my God. They beat them 35-5.
Surprised by the Lane Crashers. They got struck with the case of the wedding. 2 of their better bowlers were not there. One was getting married. I believe the other one was at the wedding. That being Mr. Nickel and Mr. Grunwald. They were not there. And those 2 were very big in the Lane Crashers' victory over Wrecking Crew the week before, because they shot 7 and change each on that middle handicap pair. I don't think Lane Crashers had its best lineup in, but it's the playoffs.
And you got to, hey, listen,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
And that's why teams got 20 and 30 man rosters,
Right.
so you can get 9, and you know who's going to get your best 9, but you got to put out a good 9.
Right.
You know, that's
Absolutely.
oh my goodness, that is bananas. You know what? We have one more match that we didn't talk about. Long Island West. Shout out to Long Island West, and I share a home with these guys. Woodmere Lanes Backstage Nightclub. Project Mayhem. They pulled out a nice tough match with Anarchy.
Absolutely. It was pretty competitive. You know, you saw a lot of the familiar faces from both teams there. You know, with Foxman, Billy Punch, you know, and Big Joe. You know, you saw a lot of the familiar faces. Project Mayhem just had the better look that day. But moving forward, it's going to be them versus Outreach. You got Mop Nation versus DHS. And then Garden Foundation versus No Mercy.
Garden Foundation. That might be the match of the playoffs coming up. Garden Foundation versus No Mercy. That's something that I think I might want to see. That's going to be a tough match.
I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't sleep on the Mop Nation DHS match either.
Well, that's going to be a good match. I mean,
the acquisition of Sean Boyd before, for DHS was huge. You know, he was a phenomenal bowler, and then for them to go out during opt-out and add a guy like Viviani. Just completely, that team, just when you think they couldn't get any better, they go out and they add a personality like Mr. Ship It himself. You know, so.
And an excellent bowler like Sean. That's going to be, they're going to be, listen, they're the defending champs, the defending Northeast champs. They're still in the playoffs now with a chance to defend their title, and they just got better. That's bananas.
They're like the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. But you know what? We're gonna take a break.
Yes.
We're gonna go into a commercial, and we will be right back with more. We got a lot more for you here today on UBA Real Talk. Don't go anywhere. Hey, what's happening? UBA Real Talk is in the building. Me and my freshly returned from vacation, Joe Algieri, my sidekick, has returned, and we still got a lot more to talk about today. We're gonna start the rest of the show with the World Championship match that just went down. Yeah. The one and only. He's finally back. He's healthy. He's slimped down. He lost about, I want to say 100, 200. All I know is the man is slim, he's trim, he's fit. The one and only, the sexy beast himself, Ed Schuler.
He likes to call himself the medium beast.
The medium beast now?
He's not little, he's not big, he's medium.
The medium sexy beast.
The medium sexy beast. But he's working towards small.
Nobody called you the big sexy beast anyway. He was just the sexy beast. That's what I thought his name said.
Yeah, listen, it's...
All right, well, whatever.
Nobody says.
All I know is the sexy beast defended his world title against the one and only upstart himself, this kid who just pulled the miraculous walk down of BPZ the week before, Richie King. And Richie King walked into a buzzsaw half the size he used to be.
Yeah, Ed did exactly to Richie what he did to him the last time. Average somewhere, I don't know the exact, but I want to say 250 plus. It's hard to beat someone when they're averaging 250 against you. Ed looked phenomenal. He looked, very poised, just looked like Ed. He didn't look like, anything really changed on his game. He just slow rolled him to death, and that was it. It was a wrap for Richie.
Yeah. Well, you're not done yet, though, kid. You're not done yet because now as the number, you're still the Northeast champ.
Yes.
You lost for the World Championship. You retain your Northeast title, but it doesn't get any easier for this young man because now he has to bowl Coochie Killer himself. My favorite name in the UBA, Robert Smith, Coochie Killer himself. Richie King, Coochie Killer.
Saturday at Bola City.
Saturday, Bola City after the playoffs.
Only question is which Coochie Killer shows up. That's what determines this match. If it's Coochie Killer, from 3 to hard way, it's gonna be a great match.
If it's Coochie,
cool. Make plans.
I'm sorry, that was very unprofessional of me. But you are 100% correct.
It's, I've seen both sides of him, and it's like,
If the Coochie Killer who showed up against Ray Marsh shows up, Richie King, you're gonna have light work. However, I've seen this guy throw a lot of strikes, and I've seen him tear some lanes up. So hopefully, the good Robert Smith shows up, so we can have a great match
the one thing
at Bowler City.
Forward to on Saturday is Ducky Russell will be there, making noise, loud, because he knows his bowler feeds off of the crowd. He is a crowd bowler.
Mm-hmm.
He feeds off of animosity. He feeds off the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Last time he was at Bowler City to bowl a match was against Tom Twist at Last Man Standing, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Or was that? No, I'm sorry. I'm incorrect. Forget about that. That was Laurel Lanes. Take it back. Forget everything I just said.
No. Because somebody who wasn't here for 2 weeks, behind the scenes, of course, was relishing in the mistakes I make on camera.
Well,
and the ones that got aired. I don't care what the mistake was.
No,
I don't care if it was a name, you said the wrong, whatever.
No, well, here's the difference is, at least I had the right two participants in the match. I had the wrong location. You were putting people in championship matches that weren't even in the discussion at the time.
No. Listen, my
And no
production
offense to you,
crew gave me
Crystal,
producer gave me the
much
wrong
love.
names.
The producer.
My producers, my writers.
There is no producer. There is no writer.
They gave
You
me the
write your
wrong
own
names.
notes.
They gave me the
You
wrong
write your
names.
own
I didn't
notes.
have any notes that day.
Stop.
I wasn't feeling
Stop.
good. I had a head cold. Listen, there's still.
That's gonna get edited out, so don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, I guess it will.
Yeah, because I do the editing.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. So any of my mistakes
At least
that
it's okay, it
get
makes them look
aired,
foolish.
who looks more foolish? The person that makes the mistake that's not supposed to be aired, or the person that airs the mistake?
He knows it all.
No, I don't. I
we're
never
gonna-
claimed that.
Listen.
Never claimed to know everything.
Listen,
never claimed to know everything.
Your new UBA name is gonna be Paul at all.
Nah.
That's it.
There you go. Whatever, Paul. I like that. But you know what? I will play Jeopardy with anybody in the UBA. Yes, including you. I'm full of useless information. I will play trivia games
No, you're just useless.
I will play trivia with anyone in here.
Anyway, please.
Let's go.
Speaking of games.
Speaking of games, and with games come awards
Yes.
and prizes.
Yes.
And we are about to have the very first UBA Awards.
Yep.
The UBA Awards. Now, coming soon, you will be able to vote for your nominees for a bunch of categories, and you will be able to vote for whoever you want. What are the rules here? You cannot vote for the team awards. You cannot vote for your own team.
You cannot vote for your team on any of these.
Okay, you can't vote for your own team at all.
Well,
Beautiful.
on the player or the team. You can vote on the events. I don't really see an issue of voting for your team if it happened to be.
If it just happened to be your team,
If
okay.
it happened to be your team. But as far as we're opening it up, we're gonna get the nominees. We're gonna go for 2 weeks of just getting nominees. We're gonna tally up the results.
Now, exactly how should the people go about voting for the nominees for the awards?
So you're gonna go on ubatv.tv. There will be a link, probably right next to where our opt-out section will be, somewhere in that area. And a page is gonna open up with all the different categories. You're gonna submit your name and then your nomination. That'll be the way to go around making sure no one's voting for their team.
Okay.
And that's it.
So if you're not already a member, or you haven't already signed up for UBA.tv, you need to go on the Underground Bowling Association page and join the same way you join Facebook, same way you join Twitter, same way you on, Instagram, and everything else, Snapchat, all the other things. If you haven't done it already, you need to go to undergroundbowling.com.
For more reasons than just this, I mean,
Oh yeah, definitely. You should
everyone-
be. If you're in the UBA, you should be on the Underground page anyway.
Absolutely. 'cause,
Okay,
you know,
but if you're not yet, what I need you to do is go out there and join immediately, so that way you can get your votes in and we can get these nominees out and you know what? How about I give you the categories?
that works.
For players, you're gonna have best bowler, male and female. Okay? You're also gonna have who you think is the rookie of the year. Male and female bowlers.
I know who my votes are.
Okay. You may have to do a little research because you may be voting for a Rookie of the Year, and this might be their second, third year in the UBA. So you may have to do a little research, talk to your team presidents, find out who is, this is actually their first year in the UBA. And for the most part, that will be a lot of the newer teams.
Right.
Okay? So go do your research, find out, and then we'll take it from there. And yes, don't forget, when you do this voting, you are voting for the Northeast and the Southeast. Now, of course, it's going to be two completely separate because most of us up here up north have no idea who's down south.
Are there bowlers down south?
Yes, there are plenty of very good bowlers down south. Very good bowlers. You know, but we don't have the knowledge. We don't see them.
I'm sure that'll get me a match at Battle Bowl.
Dude, the fact that you suck will get you a match at Battle Bowl. Anybody in their right mind with a 190 average should be more than willing to bowl you at Battle Bowl. But you interrupted. We have more. There are team awards also being given out. Okay? You will be able to vote for Team of the Year.
Apocalypse? I'll vote for a classic if you vote for Apocalypse.
Oh, well, neither team made the playoffs, so let's try to win something.
Yeah, we'll win something. All right,
that'll work. That works for me. Now, we'll also be voting on President of the Year. So if you've been observing and you see some team presidents, or you see the moves they're making as far as acquiring players, or they're just out there, maybe they're making videos, maybe they're real, you know, maybe they're just a really good bowler.
Listen,
and you want to put him,
you know my choice for that. He should run away with this.
He might not. We're not putting no names out there. You think about who you want, and you vote for who you want. And then once we get the nominees, we'll talk about it then.
I could put a name out. I'm voting.
No.
I'm voting.
Because you'll be putting ideas in people's heads when they need to do their own research.
Oh,
that's right. Please. And you also will be able to vote on the most improved team of the year. Who did not make the playoffs last year, or who was in last place? Now you got to do research again. Who might have came in last place or was at the bottom of the barrel last year, and this year they're either in the playoffs, maybe they won a playoff match, or you know.
Awesome. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
This
is the fun part.
This is the fun part. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We also are going to give awards for events that occurred throughout the season. Okay? You'll be able to vote on the match of the year. What match stuck out in your mind as the premier event of the UBA season?
Nothing that involved Dougie.
Nah, Dougie, sorry, Dougie. Yeah, but nah, none of your matches were memorable. I don't remember those.
I'd like to forget something.
Yeah, but there were a lot of great matches that occurred. You know, a lot of comebacks, a lot of 4-3s, a lot of 7-game, a lot of really good matches that went on.
You had a couple of walk-downs.
And, well, you know what? You did have a couple of walk-downs, and we will also be giving out the walk-down of the year. And we all know what that means, right? Who was down? Counted them out. Yeah, this match is over. And they pulled up their bootstraps. I will not go away quietly. This match is not over yet. Let's bowl.
Yeah.
And they pulled it out.
There's a couple that come to mind.
There's a couple of really good matches that come to mind.
The next two are going to be a little tough. But should be fun in the same instance.
They should be. We're also going to be voting on the stretchy of the year. Who caught the worst beatdown of this UBA season?
I voted. I'm going to try to vote as many times possible for that one because I know which one I'm going for.
It could easily be someone who just got mopped 4-0